Hello students, welcome back to the next session of the chapter Life Processes. So in our last session we had discussed about human transport system, which includes heart, right? And we have also learned the structure and circulation of blood in heart. So we can just recall, heart is having 4 chambers. So the upper one is called as auricle and the lower one is called as ventricle. Here heart has been separated by a septum in order to prevent the mixing up of deoxygenated blood with the oxygenated blood. So you can find a septum which separates the right part of the heart from the left part of the heart. So here right side it carries deoxygenated blood and left side it carry oxygenated blood. And from the heart the blood is carried to lungs for purification, and that is done by the help of pulmonary artery which will be branching to the lungs. And from the lungs, after purification, blood has been brought back to the heart. That has been done by the help of pulmonary vein, where it enters into the left auricles or left atrium. And then from the heart, that's from left ventricle, the purified blood has been supplied to all parts of the body by the help of aorta, which is one of the largest artery, right? That is how the blood circulation happens. So from where the impure blood is coming, it's reaching the heart. It's by the help of inferior and superior vena cava. The impure blood will be brought from all parts of the body to the heart for purification. So then it has been sent to lungs for purification. It is again brought back to the heart. From heart is again supplied to, purified oxygen is supplied to all parts of the body. So that is how the blood has been circulated within our body by the help of pumping organ called as heart. I said along with the heart there is some other blood vessels which will actually help in transportation of the blood. So they are arteries, veins and capillaries. So I mentioned this in the last session. So we have 3 kind of blood vessels. They are arteries, veins and capillaries. So now let us see the difference between these 3 blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries. So you have learnt about those arteries, veins and capillaries already in your primary classes. So now let us recall that what you learned in the primary classes. So as you can see in the picture, this is the arteries, this is veins and these are capillaries. So what are arteries? You know, arteries are something which will carry the pure blood, I said, right? So arteries carry the pure blood. So aorta is the biggest artery. The branches of that artery carries the pure blood from heart to different parts of the body. And what is veins? Veins are the blood vessel which carry the impure blood or deoxygenated blood, I said. So here we have the largest veins are superior and inferior vena cava, which carries the impure blood or deoxygenated blood from the body parts to the heart. So branches of the veins finally comes and connect to the largest vein called as vena cavas, right? So veins usually carry the impure blood, and I said you the exceptional cases, that is only pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein which is being connected to lungs. There it is doing an opposite work. So there the pulmonary vein is carrying the pure blood and pulmonary artery is carrying the impure blood. So except that case, all of the veins carry impure blood and all of the arteries carry pure blood. So I said here from the heart the arteries has to pump the blood to different parts of the body. From the heart through aorta and branches of aorta and other arteries has to carry the blood from heart to different parts of the body. So here what happens is when the heart contracts, the blood is entering into the arteries, right? So by the contraction. So when the heart contracts, the blood has been pushed with a high pressure. So the blood which is moving through the arteries has to withstand the pressure which has been created by the pumping of blood from the heart. So when the heart pumps, it is pumping out the blood with a high pressure which is entering into the aorta and the branches of the aorta, that is arteries, and the blood has to reach to every part of the body. Whereas veins, what's happening? Veins, there is no pressure. The blood flowing through the veins doesn't have any pressure. It will move from different parts of the body. Simply it collects the deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body and it moves through the veins and it will be simply pouring into the left atrium of the heart. So there is no pressure when the blood is flowing through the veins and reaching the heart. But when the blood is flowing from the heart to the arteries, it has been pumped with a high pressure. So according to that, you can see the difference in the structure of arteries and veins here. If you just observe, you can see the arteries is having a thick wall and the veins are having thin wall, right? So why there is a thick wall in arteries? As I said before, arteries has to carry the blood which is flowing with a high pressure, which has been pumped out from the heart. So blood has been carried from the heart, which is flowing with a high pressure through the arteries. So the arteries should withstand that pressure which is being created while the heart is pumping out the blood. So that's the reason why the arteries is having a thick wall, so that it will prevent the rupturing of the arteries walls because of that thickness. So it can withstand the pressure created inside. Whereas vein simply it is very freely without any pressure, it is flowing through the veins and it is coming and collected in the relaxed chamber of the heart, that is the right atrium of the heart. So there is no pressure which is flowing through the veins, so therefore they don't have a thick wall, so they have thin walls in the veins. But you can see a valve in between, so there is a valve. So veins are having valve. So why it's having valve is because it is to prevent the backflow of deoxygenated blood. You know, veins carry deoxygenated blood, right? Impure blood which can contain carbon dioxide. So when the veins is carrying, so that is the veins are carrying the blood from different parts of the body. If at all there is a backflow, what happens? There is a chance of impure blood or deoxygenated blood getting mixed up with the oxygenated blood. So in order to prevent the backflow of blood flowing backward in a backward direction, there is a valve which will prevent the backflow, so that it will prevent the mixing up of oxygen. So that you can find valves in the veins but no valves in the arteries. And what are capillaries then? So capillaries, you can find capillaries everywhere across the organs. Around every organs you can find this capillaries. So you have learned in the previous session that intestine is surrounded by capillaries, alveoli is surrounded by the capillaries. So each and every organs will be surrounded by capillaries. So what are these capillaries actually is? They are the finest branches of arteries and veins. Arteries and veins further branches into smaller and smaller vessel, and the thinner and thinner, I can call it as thinner vessels, and they are called as capillaries. So the walls of the capillaries will be having very thin thickness. It will be having very less thickness. So the thickness about to the size of one cell thickness will be there, so that it will help in easy exchange of materials between the cell and the organs. So that's the reason why it is having the arteries and veins have been branched very finely, which is having very thin wall. So that is called as capillary. So here you can see the arteries has been branched and the veins have been branched. So finally the arteries and veins have been connected by these capillaries. So how it will function is, you can find this capillaries will be found around the organs I said. So let me draw some cells here. So cells indicate the organs, cells of the organs. So you can find the capillaries around the organs. So here imagine this is the cells. So around the cells you have this capillaries. So when the arteries is carrying the pure blood, you know arteries is carrying the purified blood, right? So purified blood will flow through the arteries. So as it flows through the arteries, if you take the example of alveoli, imagine there is an alveoli here. So as it flows through the arteries, it is carrying the purified blood, means the blood which contains oxygen. So then this oxygen from this blood will be supplied to the organs to which it is surrounding. So it is supplying the oxygen and other materials, not only oxygen, it also supplies food. So food, oxygen and other useful materials will be transferred from the artery, that is capillaries, the branches of the arteries, to the organs. And as it reach here, from the cells, from the organs, the waste which has been produced, the waste may be carbon dioxide or the nitrogenous waste. So this kind of materials which need to be removed from our organs or from the cells will be in turn given back to the capillaries, which will be connecting to the veins. So what is happening in the capillaries is exchange of materials. So food and oxygen will be given from the capillaries and the waste will be taken into the capillaries. So food is given from the branches of the arteries and waste materials have been received by the branches of the veins. So here now the veins, it will be connecting to the veins here. So now the blood flowing into the veins will be containing all the waste materials which has to be eliminated, and this vein will be then connected to the vena cavas, which is going to the heart, as well as another branch will be connected to the kidney, where it has to remove the nitrogenous waste. So that is the function of arteries, veins and capillaries. So in the exam you will get this question also for 3 marks, to mention the 3 kinds of blood vessels and to write the difference between that, and also to mention one functions of each and every blood vessels. So now let us learn something about double circulation. So you know our heart is having 4 chambered. So we have, human beings have 4 chambered heart, as well as mammals have 4 chambered heart. So why do we have 4 chambered heart? I said you in order to supply the efficient amount of oxygen supply, because mammals and birds are the animals which need much higher amount of energy in order to maintain the body temperature. So we have 4 chambered heart which has been separated from deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood by the help of chambers as well as the septum located in the heart. But if you consider other animals like Pisces, how many chambered heart they have? They are 2 chambered heart. Fishes belong to 2 chambered heart, and the reptiles and amphibians, they belong to 3 chambered heart, and mammals and birds belong to, they have 4 chambered heart. So human beings heart will undergo double circulation. I said you what is double circulation. So in human beings the blood is reaching our heart 2 times. Once as deoxygenated blood, the other time as oxygenated blood, right? So from the body part, deoxygenated blood is brought to the heart for purification purpose. So how it is being purified? From the heart. So deoxygenated blood is brought to the heart. From heart it is going to the lungs for purification. After purification in the lungs, it has been brought back to the heart again. So the blood is coming second time to the heart, and from the heart the purified blood has been supplied to all parts of the body. So in that manner 2 times the blood is reaching our heart. So this is called as double circulation. So actually double circulation was found out by William Harvey. Double circulation is found by William Harvey. But if you see, the double circulation is not found in the animals like amphibians and fishes and reptiles. So why don't you find double circulation in those? Because they are fishes belong to, they have 2 chambered heart, and reptiles and amphibians are having 3 chambered heart, right? So what happens in fishes is, so what happens in Pisces, let us see, that is in the fishes. So fishes, so blood, impure blood will be, impure blood from different parts of the body, it will be reaching the heart. It will be carried by the help of veins through the heart to the heart, and from the heart, so it is having how many chambers? It is having 2 chambers. So from the heart the blood has been then taken to the gills by the help of capillaries. By the help of capillaries it will be taken to the gills. So gills, what happens in the gills? The blood will be purified, that is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide will take place. So oxygen has been taken and carbon dioxide will be given out of the blood. Then this purified blood, so now the blood has been purified. That purified blood, pure blood will be directly reaching to the body parts. So it is not going back to the heart once again for pumping purpose. So from the gills the blood capillaries will be that is arteries, which is blood capillaries which is being connected to the arteries, and directly carry the pure blood to different body parts. So that is what happens. So it is reaching the blood is reaching the heart only once in case of fishes. Is that clear? So in fishes, impure blood from different body parts is coming to the heart. Heart pumps the blood to the gills. Gills will exchange the gases. The blood has been purified, and purified blood goes to the body parts directly. So blood is entering into the heart only one time. So there is no double circulation in case of fishes. So here in Pisces it happens, so there is only single circulation. There is only one time the blood is reaching the heart, so that it is not getting enough amount of oxygen. So it is not a problem in case of Pisces as well as in case of reptiles and amphibians which are having 3 chambered heart, because they are belonging to poikilothermic group of animals. So poikilothermic group of animals means they are cold-blooded animals. So these animals can change their body temperature according to the temperature in their surroundings. So they need not have an efficient supply of oxygen as we can find in the mammals and birds. So what in case of amphibians? Amphibians are having 3-chambered heart. So why they don't have efficient supply of oxygen is because their ventricles, they have 2 auricles, but their ventricles are not being completely separated into 2 because the septum is not completely developed there. So they have 2 auricles, and we can call the 3rd chamber is a single ventricle. So because the ventricle is not been completely separated. So there will be a mixing up of deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. So we can call it as 3-chambered heart. So even in case of amphibians are also, they are not getting efficient oxygen supply. So even amphibians and reptiles also belong to cold-blooded animals. So they also can change their body temperature according to their surrounding temperature. But that is not in the case of mammals and birds. So that is the reason why we have 4-chambered heart, and there is a septum to separate the oxygenated blood from deoxygenated blood in our heart. So now let us see the types of double circulation. So which are the types of double circulation is pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. So I said you the heart is receiving the blood 2 times during circulation. That is one as a impure blood, the other one as a purified blood, so pure blood. So that can be classified into, it can be divided into 2 types of circulation as pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. So 2 parts of circulation can be classified as pulmonary and systemic circulation. So what is pulmonary circulation is, it's a part of circulation wherein you can see the heart is receiving the impure blood, right, from different parts of the body. So that blood which is coming to the heart, which has reached the heart, is going to lungs for purification purpose. So this happens by the help of pulmonary artery, right. So pulmonary artery carries the blood from the heart to the lungs for purification purpose. So in the lungs it has been purified. After that the purified blood is reaching back to the heart. So from heart it is going to the lungs, lungs back to the heart. So from the heart impure blood is going to the lungs, and from the lungs the blood is purified and it is brought back to the heart. So this is called as pulmonary circulation. So this will happen by the help of pulmonary arteries and pulmonary veins. So this is called as pulmonary circulation. So in the lungs the purified blood is reaching back to the heart by the help of pulmonary veins. So it is called as pulmonary circulation. Whereas in systemic circulation what you can see is the blood has, purified blood has reached the heart now. So now heart contain purified blood. So that purified blood will be supplied to different parts of the body by the help of arteries, right, through the aorta and arteries. The purified blood goes to the body parts, and from the body parts in turn it brings back the impure blood or deoxygenated blood to the heart for purification once again. So here the impure blood from body parts will be carried through the vein and this is called as systemic circulation. So here you can find the movement of blood from heart to different parts of the body and from different parts of the body back to the heart by the help of veins. So if I take the help of the diagram and explain you that one. So systemic circulation is a circulation from where the blood is moving from heart, that is from the right ventricle, impure blood has been carried through the pulmonary artery. It will be going to the lungs, it will be purified there, and after purification it is coming back to the heart by the help of pulmonary veins. So you are getting purified blood. So that is called as pulmonary circulation, heart to lungs, lungs back to heart. Then what is systemic circulation? So now purified blood is here in the left ventricle. From the left ventricle the purified blood will be pushed into the aorta and arteries. It branches to the different parts of the body, and there the purified blood is being supplied. It will be used for respiration purpose. After respiration, the carbon dioxide will be released into the blood, so it will become once again impure, and that impure blood will be again brought back to the heart for purification purpose by the help of superior and inferior vena cava or the veins. So that is called as systemic circulation, that is movement of blood from heart to the body parts back to the heart for purification purpose. This is called as systemic circulation. So this is the two types of circulation in the double circulation. So they will be asking to draw a schematic diagram of the double circulation in the exams. So they will be learning that in the next session. So we'll be winding up the session today. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.